Walk down to any charter dock in America at 5 in the morning and look at what the captains are loading. These are men who fish 300 days a year, whose entire living depends on keeping bait alive and fish cold in 90-degree heat. And here is what you will almost never see on that dock: a $400 cooler. The guys who fish for a paycheck are loading $50 and $100 coolers by the dozen. And they are not doing it because they can't afford better. They are doing it because they know something the guys at the boat ramp with the fancy sticker don't. Today, I am showing you 5 coolers working fishermen quietly by, all under $100, including the one at number 1 that uses the exact same construction method as the $400 Legends. Before we start, hit subscribe because this channel does this exact math every single week. And then drop a comment with the cooler in your truck right now and what you paid. And I will tell you straight if you paid the logo tax. No sponsor, no brand worship. Let's get into it. Start with why this works, because a cooler is the simplest product in all of fishing. It is a plastic box, a foam layer, and a gasket. Thick foam plus a tight lid equals cold that lasts. That's it. That's the whole machine. The premium brands genuinely build a thicker box, stronger latches, and a certified bear-proof shell, and they beat the cheap coolers in head-to-head ice tests by about 1 to 2 days. Now hold that number against the price. $350 extra for 1, maybe 2 days of ice you almost never need. Ice does not read logos. It reads foam thickness, gasket seal, and how many times you open the lid. And think about why the working captain buys the cheap one. His coolers get stood on, dropped off tailgates, slid across decks, and filled with fish guts by clients every single day. A cooler is a consumable on a working boat. He needs cold that lasts the trip, at a price that doesn't hurt when a latch finally gives out in year 6. And he quietly notices what the ice tests keep proving. On a 2 or 3 day trip, packed right, the cheap box and the expensive box come home with the same cold fish. One honest ground rule, because the premium coolers are not a scam. If you run week-long expeditions, if bears are a genuine concern, or if you want one cooler to survive 20 years of daily abuse, the $400 rotomolded tanks earn their price, and this channel says so. But for the way most of us actually fish, weekends, day trips, a family week at the lake, the performance lives on the cheap shelf. Counting down from 5. Number 5, the Igloo Max Cold, around $50. Igloo has been building coolers in Texas since 1947, and the Max Cold is the classic American family cooler with upgraded insulation in the body and the lid. It is light, it is cheap, and for a day on the water, it simply does the job. The fair caveat: the walls are thinner than everything else on this list, so on a hot multi-day trip, it taps out first. But as the grab-and-go workhorse that lives in the garage, $50, buys a lot of cold, and when it finally cracks in 10 years, you replace it and feel nothing. The next one is the cooler your father swore by, and it still delivers. Number 4, the Coleman Extreme, around $60. The original long-haul budget cooler, built around a simple promise: 5 days of ice in 90-degree heat. Real-world users report 3 to 5 days, depending on how you pack it, which is remarkable for $60. And generations of families have run one across entire American summers: the lake, the campground, the tailgate, and the thing simply refuses to quit. Look for the Extreme with the wheels if you fish alone. Dragging 70 quarts of ice across a parking lot is where good backs go to die. The fair caveat, and it is an interesting one: in a direct head-to-head test, the Walmart House brand cooler coming up at number 2 actually held ice a full day longer. The legend is real, but the student beat the teacher. Still one of the safest cooler buys in America. The next one is the bag the deck guides actually carry. Number 3. The Ozark Trail Soft-Sided Cooler, around $35. Walk the premium aisle and you will see the famous soft coolers hanging there at $250, even $300. A zippered insulated bag, $300. Meanwhile, the guides working small boats carry the $35 version, because on a crowded deck, a soft cooler is genuinely the smarter tool. It keeps drinks and bait cold all day, folds flat out of the way, shrugs off spray, and costs lunch money to replace. The fair caveat: the premium soft coolers have truly waterproof zippers and thicker foam, so they hold overnight, and this one is a full day bag. But paying 10 times more for a lunch bag with a logo may be the single silliest purchase in all of fishing. Quick word, because we are right at the turn. Everything this channel has verified: the $9 braid, the $37 rod, the $50 Yeti killer, the store checks, and 3 complete builds that each cost less than 1 glass case reel, is in one book now. It is called The Logo Tax, and the link is in the description and the pinned comment. Now, the top 2. Number 2, the Ozark Trail 52 quart high performance, around $50. This is the cooler that made the fishing forums lose their minds. There are entire threads titled Walmart Yeti Killer, and the name stuck for a reason. Thick insulated walls, a gasketed lid, heavy rope handles, and 2 to 3 days of real-world ice on hard fishing trips, the kind of performance that used to cost $300 minimum. In one head-to-head test, it outlasted the legendary Coleman by a full day. The fair caveat: the drain spout can seep, the latches are not bear rated, and a decade of daily guide abuse will eventually kill it. But at $50 you can replace it 7 times before you've spent Yeti money, and you won't need to. And number 1 is the one that erases the last excuse. And number 1, the Lifetime High Performance Cooler, around $100 for the 55 quart. Here is the secret the premium brand's hope stays buried. Lifetime, the same company that makes the folding tables and basketball hoops in half the driveways in America, builds a genuinely rotomolded cooler. The same one-piece molding method the $400 Legends built their entire reputation on. No seams, no weak corners, a real gasket, heavy latches. And in independent ice tests, it hangs shockingly close to coolers costing 4 times more. This is the cooler the working fishermen quietly point each other to, because it is not a compromise. It is the same construction, wearing no logo. Pick one up in the store and feel it. The heft, the thick lid, the solid latches. Your hands will tell you the truth before the price tag does. The fair caveat: it is heavy like every rotomolded box, and there is no accessory ecosystem, no color drops, no branded hats. But if you wanted the $400 cooler, and the only thing stopping you was the $400, this is it, for $100. So here is the uncomfortable question. If the working captain, the man whose paycheck depends on cold fish, loads a $50 box, and the $100 Lifetime is built with the same rotomolding as the Legends, what is the extra $300 actually buying at the premium store? Stronger latches you might need, a bear rating you probably don't, and a sticker for the boat ramp, and the ice has never once read it. That is the whole game. A cooler is foam and a gasket, and foam does not read logos. If it were my money, the Ozark Trail 52 for the truck, the Lifetime if I want true rotomolded strength, and the soft Ozark for the deck, all 3 together for under $200, half of one premium cooler. And the free performance nobody sells. Pre-chill the cooler overnight with a sacrificial bag of ice, because a warm cooler spends its first day just cooling its own foam. Pack it full. Air is the enemy. Block ice on the bottom with cubes on top. Blocks melt far slower. Keep it in the shade with the lid shut. Every peak costs you hours. And the captain's trick almost nobody knows. Freeze your own water bottles and use them as your ice. They keep everything cold. They never turn your cooler into soup. And you drink them ice cold on day 3. Do those 4 things with a $50 box, and you will beat the $400 trophy at the ramp every single time. If you learned something today, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. Now tell me in the comments, what is the cheapest cooler you have ever run, and how many days did it actually hold ice? Real numbers from real fishermen beat every marketing claim ever printed. And next time, the Walmart fish finders that read the bottom like units costing $700. I'll see you there.